Really?
Yeah, so I've always had like an actual phobia. I know I've got over it mainly because when I lived in Greece, there's like massive fucking hornets and beetles.
Next level.
The Greek bartenders would handle them and just walk them up to you and stuff. But it helps really in the long run. But like, yeah, I knew it was irrational. Like once being talked around to it, they're not predators to humans, and it's just a thing that I had growing up and then shook it off. But spiders, Michael was actually scared of spiders, and where he had a grow room in an attic, he had loads of them coming in. Honestly, he couldn't sleep if it was a scene in the house, like if there was a fucking spider. Whereas I could have them in my room, no problem. If I see one, I'm just like, oh, cool, just perch yourself up there and get the clothes, you know.
Yeah.
If it was a tarantula, I'd deal with it. Don't get me wrong.
Poisonous.
Yeah, I'd ring the authorities. There's like a fucking tarantula in my bedroom that's got a span of a radius of a foot.
A fucking plate. Huntsman spiders at the size of your plate.
When I was in Czech Republic, for reasons I'd never thought about, some college trip for a film studies thing, they booked us in for this spider museum as well. And there's spiders in there. There was a few hundred spiders in these glass cages and stuff. They'd obviously been in there for a very long time as well. So the webs they designed and did, and honestly, there was tarantulas that were bright red.
Yeah.
With little tiny black dots on, not very many, but like I'm like face to face with a red tarantula.
It's
Obviously, I wasn't
warning
scared.
sign. It's like a warning sign, a live warning sign.
Well, yeah, it was like I obviously wasn't scared because of being behind glass and stuff. But it's like, wow, the power in this room.
However, a aquarium by us has stonefish in it and poison dart frogs and that kind of glass, like poisonous animals. I'm not scared of heights, but I don't like being up. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, I'm not getting up that ladder. But if I'm up a ladder, I'm fucking hating it. Like wobbling. I think it is scared of me. When I was younger, I'd be climbing trees and buildings and that, up blocks of flats and look at the window. No these days, but almost You heard of tryptophobia? Well, that was
Ducks.
no. That's I thought that was avian phobia. We had that. But tryptophobia is a fear of holes close together, like mesh nettings or like cords. So the iPhone, the newest iPhone, the camera. Just ken the latest iPhone that's it. Newest one.
I've never had that.
There's an iPhone that's out and it's got a camera, it's a really good camera, but it's got 5 lenses on it. And a lot of people find it unsettling. The phobia, the tryptophobia. A fear of small holes close together. But you're not like you fall in, I mean holes like get pores on your nose or that, I wouldn't like looking at your nose.
Well, I get an average, I get a normal person's amount of vertigo, really, but like, not even that below average, right? One time in fucking Zante, we went to, have you ever seen an amazingly picturesque, like cliff bay setting, like with the beach at the bottom of the shipwreck that's in Greece?
Yeah, no, I'm just not, right?
It's called like the Vargio Beach, also known as the shipwreck. It's one of the most popular base jumping sites. It's like a 3,000 foot cliff. And it's like a U shape, and then down on the bottom there's like a brilliant white sanded beach that's really untouched. There's hardly on there because it's hard to get to. And there's a shipwreck there as well. It's actually where my mate puts on his flair bartending competition every year, and they get boats and stuff coming up. It's awesome, brilliant where we used to sort of like just 2 or 3 times a season just hire moped and just go driving around. We went there, but at the top of the cliffs at one point, and we were like just looking over. And there's a fence around the perimeter, like, you know, a couple of meters away from the edge. And there's the only industry that's there. There was literally just like one Greek family that had just set up a food truck, and there's a lot of tourists that up and that. And there's a couple, you know, there's signs saying "Do not cross this point," and you know, we're all respecting him. Michael Greeley, he was a nutty jock. Honestly, he was pretty nuts. Everyone said he was just mad, Michael. He was literally like perched on the edge, sort of like, you know, elbow on one knee, just sort of looking over, being all Scottish and stuff. And he wasn't doing it to fuck anyone off or anything, but he got right to the edge and he was just looking down. After a few, you know, 10, 20 seconds, he was like, "Michael, yeah, just come back now," like, you know.
Yeah.
And like, Skippy was getting really sick. Actually, Skippy was a kid that he did, but he was actually getting a bit sick. We were all just like, well, there was one of us at first, then it was like, "No, really, Michael, come on, mate. Like, you know, like, Michael, you're freaking people out a bit, mate. You're worried, but come on, mate. Like, we're all just having a good." Yeah, then the Greek bloke just started walking over, who runs the food truck, left the food truck. "Hey, my friend, don't go so near. It's dangerous." He said, come back now, you know. But Michael, the Greek man, who's here every day, is saying, "Yeah, mate, he's left his food truck." Michael, and he wasn't listening. Just like, it was getting annoying. He was pissing us off because it was just like, who's going to reach out and grab your arm if you fall?
No.
You know, it was just like, "Michael, mate, honestly, you're being a bit of a dickhead now. Like, everyone's getting freaked out. Like, you're literally, they don't maintain this stuff." It's not like you've got like a construction crew that rock up every 6 weeks and go, "Yeah, just checking that it's not about to crumble."
Checking the
I mean, it could be very soft. That's probably what the guy, you know, like I say, the Greek guy who's there every day was just like, "No, mate, come back." He's probably just sitting, probably just been standing there before. And where it's not really dry as well at the height of the summer, I imagine that's. You can only, I imagine there were several occasions where he's been there and there's a bit of like a cliff fall. He's probably personally had to move that fence back a few times over the years.
Yeah.
You know, as it's fallen away again. It's just like, that was when I got a bit sick.
Yeah.
Don't like small spaces, but not excessively.
Yeah, I don't think I would go into a cave doing spelunking. Like, I mean, I would like if it was open, obviously, not if it was a shimmy through walls, because they're just so fucking, like, they can't be moved. I mean, they can't. It's like if you're stuck there, you're stuck there. It's like you're not coming out. It's not like you can take a crane to a cave.
Especially stuff like that, like people who do, you know, those wankers who just go and sort of like hang off something.
Aye, like
They just go to the tops of buildings and just hang off the crane.
I'm not one of that. It's very ridiculous.
Makes me sick watching it. They all seem to be pretty sort of quiet, reclusive people. Well, it's almost like they're, you know, I've watched a documentary on it, I think, Price interview with this English lad's mum. And he goes out, terrifying.
Yeah.
But it's all he does. He doesn't go out of the house except to do this, so I don't know what to do. Maybe we should get Peters.
I'm pretty sure the accident rate of that is 100% death as well. Like, it's not like.
Oh yeah, it'd be a freak accident if he survived.
Well, it probably just fell really like low up. But yeah, I've seen that.
You hear about people planes and surviving, but it's rare, isn't it?
I've seen a documentary, I think it was 10 years ago or something, that was called Don't Look Down. It's called, it's actually on Channel 4. And there was a guy climbing up the top of Arsenal Stadium and that, like hanging to the rafters, like free climbing. I mean, so many factors that can go wrong. Obviously the height, you've got the nerves, the wind, the rain, you can get scared by a bird, anything could happen to fucking make you drop. Like, you could get cramp in your arms from climbing for about half an hour, so that cramp, if can kind of hold on anymore.
Mike went skydiving and he was trying to say this now how he went skydiving. And, he's loved it. That was brilliant thing he did. He did his Thailand thing as well. He was on one of them new Thai camps with it. His ambition was to go back and do another skydive. I think he did 2 where he was strapped to someone. But his ambition was to do one on his own. But apparently, flight before him, the news came back that someone's first parachute was fucked up. The second one opened fine, but they said it seemed like it gave Mike the jitters. Because he's doing it on his own, they basically took the responsible operators stance. So we're not letting him go and jump. But he's had a few. He's had a few failures where it was just him bottling it that probably eaten him up as well. That led to him being. For example, when he didn't have much direction in life, I think he wanted to get away from the weed and being around everyone and do something on his own independent, not with his mum. He was set on going to the army, and he gave up the weed for like a year. He trained, he got himself fit enough. I think he failed the first fitness test, but he passed it again. But eventually he got there after quite a bit of trying, and he got to do some sort of little stress like that. And he got there and he hated it. Being away from his mum, having to do his... Because the thing with Mike is he's one of the reasons, to be honest, I want to help people with... Just when I say homelessness, I really mean people with mental health problems. Do you know what I mean? Because regardless of whether they're...
Bad boys, what are you gonna do when you come to get you?
What was I saying?
And the reason why you do it is mental health.
Yeah, one of the reasons is him. I think it's because when I say homelessness, I really mean people with mental health problems, and because no matter no matter what multitude of things they might be doing wrong now that are not helping themselves, it still all stems back to mental health. It really does. You know, people are a lot more passionate about helping like delinquent teens and stuff, because that is the. Like, I worked with a guy once, perfectly in shape, you know, looked after himself, like you wouldn't think it. One day he was like, yeah, I used to be a heroin addict. What? Yeah, I used to live in a squat, I was homeless, you know, heroin addict, just injected it. Really? He was just one of them teenagers who just went off the rails, couldn't live with his parents, got put in one of them houses, you know. Then in and out of that, mixed with the wrong people, tried heroin, hated that lifestyle, got himself off it, and now he's trying to be a lawyer. But, you know, those things work because they get the kids at a young age when they're not entrenched in it, and they're just like, it's like an instant prevention is the best way to solve it, sort of thing. I think that's why Michael's basically the reason that
You wouldn't have thought if you ever met Jim. Oh, no problem.
it's not fun.
Bullet. Ooh. Meow.
So, I'm so looking forward to not having to manage that shop.
Hang in there. You used to open hoosters That's what we should do.
I wouldn't see the funny side.
Mm.
Not the worst lifters anyway.
Open up in Scotland, he's got a sense of humour. Raging hoofers.
Is there the clientele for it though? That's the thing with
Yeah,
Brighton.
I mean, probably not the scale of your successful making shit was the money, but it should be good.
Have I actually told you about the Club Night album I'm hoping to put on next year, or?
I think so.
Because I'm not going to call it hoofers, but I'm basically targeting the hoofers. The thing with down here is they're just part of your community, you know what I mean? It's not like you know a gay somewhere in town. They're just literally, especially my district.
Demographics.
Yeah, my district, you should almost, if you meet anyone, you should assume that you might be gay. Don't take any broader stereotypes into account. Because they moved down here, because this is where they can be themselves. Sweet. But,
actual human being.
it's a proper fun thing. I said to Pete yesterday, I've had a beer by the way. I said to Pete yesterday, actually, I think I've established recently that I'm suffering from withdrawal from bartending. It's been my whole life, and I always got my sort of thrill out of it. The only downside to it is you've got to clean up at the end of the party. But you generally just like you're in amongst loads of people, you're known, you have a few drinks, you get paid for it, you're chatting to people, and they're sort of not looking up to you, but respecting you because you're getting the drinks, you're sort of commanding the room, you're dressed smart and stuff, which is one of the things I shit. But there's a bit of a gap in the market down here, and it's like I've always sort of wanted to sort of, one thing I've reflected on from this wings shop is actually, regardless of the fact that it's a project that didn't work out, it's still learned shitloads, and it's basically been a practice. You know, I've been stung by so many things I didn't anticipate coming that next time I'll know better on. And I even said this to Pete, it's like I'd rather find out on something I don't really care about than, you know, get something I really care about and then be fucked and then lose that. You know, this was just an opportunity, it's not my passion, but that was one of the mistakes, I shouldn't have done things. But anyway. Looking at hospitality and things like food and drink, more so food, you've got to buy a product in and sell it at a markup, train someone that's adequate at doing it, you've got to pay the premium for someone with the skill, you know, and once you pretty much got to pay VAT because it's only 1,680 quid a week you've got to make before you've got to start paying VAT. That's 84.5 grand a year. So most businesses, even like the smallest cafe, should surely do 1,600 quid a week. If not, it's just someone that's just working there themselves, like, you know, some older Greek woman that's just serving her people. It's just a bit of a mugs game. There's not much room to make profit because you've got the VAT. You haven't got any buying power if you're small. You know, it's just a ridiculous fucking. And there's so many people that I know that work half as hard. But all they do is they put their effort into promoting a night once a month, and that night makes them £2 grand. And outlays, you know, if it doesn't go that well, you're still probably going to break even. But even if you don't, if you lost everything, not a single soul turned up. You've got a DJ you paid 70 quid plus a few drinks. Some advertising you paid for. Do you know what I mean? It's actually something that. So I've started putting the feelers out. I've got a couple of DJs, and I'm starting to pick a venue, and a brand name and stuff like that, and an identity. To put on just like a house music thing. Because there's just basically apparently there's not like all the gay stuff around here is all like cabaret orientated.
Yeah.
And the thing with these guys is honestly they spend money. They don't mind paying 7 quid to get into a club. If it's that sort of. There's a guy that used to do it that's now the MD of Pride, who just sort of retired from his own events. He's a bit old, but he's a fucking multi-millionaire. He used to put on nights. That's all he did. So it's something I'm going to dabble with. That's why I've been chatting to Pete loads more about DJing, and if I need to learn to do it myself, it's just help. I'm not calling it hoofers, but that's basically what it is. It's Kevin, this guy that's around here, this gay guy. It's like I think it's missing. This is what taught me into brand identity kind of. the thing that's really missing around here since such and such stopped happening. It's like a proper men's night. It's like you've got the student gay clubs out there and the non-binary type clubs. They're all for the youngsters. And all the older gays. There's this cabaret circuit and drag queens and stuff. But there's no just like the club nights that I used to bartend for when I was like in my early 20s. It was just a bunch of blokes on drugs, fucking the top up, you know, just spending loads of money. I don't know. I just see it as it'll get me out of the house and nothing else. And I'll try it for next summer. Free next summer.
Yeah. Good for them,
Yeah, I've promoted before. I used to promote live bands actually. 2 years. But A, we weren't that into it ourselves. And B, there's just so much more hassle with live bands. Not that they cause hassle necessarily, some of them. But it's just so much more to manage. You've got a house on it.